Vegas at Hypno Thoughts 2024. And normally I would have gone live on the East Coast at 3 o'clock. It is late. I don't know what time it is, but it is maybe 6 o'clock there. So I wanted to do like a little brief update and talk about what's been going on and if I've learned anything new and exciting and maybe how different these events are from, say, um, like a erotic or recreational hypno intervention, because they're not quite the same, but they're not that different. The main difference that I'm feeling today, or maybe even yesterday, since it's been going on since Thursday for me, I got here Thursday night, is that the scale of the event is much larger. I don't know how many attendees are here, but the biggest event that I went to otherwise was Charmed last year, and there was like, I want to say like 430 people in person and a couple hundred more online. And here there's like more. I don't know how many more, but the hotel it's at is really big. There's a lot of big rooms, and the classes that I've gone to seem to be pretty full. So that's exciting. One, no, I'm gonna say two super nice things about this event. Hey, folks. Two super nice things about this event is that one, there is a big lounge space upstairs. So I am in my room again, but there is a really big lounge space with comfy chairs, and a lot of people have actually been going live from there, and they've been interviewing other hypnotists and having conversations, and it looks like a lot of fun. So they've also been holding like a raffle to raise money for the event there. So the other nice thing that this event has is a self-care room, which I think is super cool. And I think a lot of hypno events tend to have a safe space or a cozy space where there's like, um, you can do things quietly, but there's not a lot of noise. There's not a lot of action. And this space is specifically designed with different stations so that you can take care of yourself, you can relax. So they have a couple things that I was not interested in, which I'm going to talk about first, and they both involved scents. So they had somebody doing something with essential oils and then somebody doing something with incense. And I heard a little bit of the conversation that the people that were running it had with the participants. I was not interested in that, and that's okay. Like, I get a little sensitive to scents, and it's Vegas, and there's already a lot of smoking going on. I've been wearing my mask most of the time. However, they were both very well attended, and people seemed to enjoy to learn what they could do with those types of products. I like using certain, like I like tea tree oil for antibacterial effects, but I don't really use essential oils to like scent my life or my rooms or anything like that. So they had a station where you can listen to this. It's not really a guided meditation. It was just a very slow. The woman had a nice voice. It was a pretty slow paced music, binaural beat activity, and it was about 10 minutes. I listened to it twice. I had a surprisingly strong emotional response the first time I listened to it, so I listened to it again. Didn't have the same response, but I really liked it. And the thing, let's see if I can remember the thing that I thought was so impactful at the time. It was basically something along the lines of, well, I don't remember. I think I wrote it down, but it was something like, let imagination lead you, not effort. Something along those lines. I'll think of it, and I'm sure I'll use it in something else. They had both Reiki and energy work that they were doing with people, as well as massage stations. I wasn't able to participate in either one of those because they were very popular. I would have liked to, but we do what we can with the time we have. There was a couple people doing some interesting sound work. It was kind of like sound and energy mixed. So they would like ring a sound and then move it to different I don't know if it was chakra work, but move it to different spots on your body, and then they would move it and like whoosh it toward people. It was kind of cool. And then the other thing that I did was like a guided meditation that was really cool. And the thing that I came away with it was this weekend I actually have a picture in my head of a place that does not exist but feels very real to me, which is like a desk in front of a really big picture window overlooking like a pond, and then there's a whole bunch of woods behind it. It feels like a place I'm going to have at some point in time, but I do not have it now. So, and then so the guided meditation thing, I saw that image again, and then he kept talking about, he used like some yoga type language where you basically put roots or a rod all the way into the core of the earth, and you draw it, and then you have light or a rod or energy coming out of the top of the head, and then you're drawing sort of from the universe, and then it meets at your root chakra, and there you go. Anyway, so I felt like I had a Fabergé egg kind of cage around me, which was kind of cool. What have I learned here that you guys might be interested in? I will tell you that everyone here, not everyone, but many people here seem to be absolutely fascinated with rapid inductions, and specifically, which I think is kind of funny, the finger induction, the hand clasp induction that I did a couple of weeks ago. So that was the one where you put your palms together, you put your fingers together, you put your fingers up. Now they were doing a couple different versions of this. Somebody had us rub our hands together and then really stick the palms together and like press them, and then press the fingers together, and then some people had you open your fingers and you could feel them shut and drop into trance. Some people would like crank, like they put their hand around and they crank your fingers in, or use zip ties. Some people would just use super glue. I saw some interesting street hypnosis last night. I saw a woman doing some street hypnosis, and she was doing that to a whole group of guys, and one of them was like top notch. There was another one that would have been great, but he was on crutches, so the one that was next to him was the one that she ended up doing a bunch of stuff with, including not being able to see her, and that was fun. So one of the guys the guy with the crutch handed one of his crutches to her, and she's like moving it around, and he's like, in awe that there's this crutch kind of floating through the air. That was a lot of fun. And it was just fun to watch their faces and to see how they did all these things. What else? I've gone to a whole bunch of classes. Not a whole bunch. I've gone to 2 classes on nested loops. I've gone to classes on hypnomassage and on medical type hypnosis stuff. There's a bunch of people that do hypnotic amnesia. I went to a class that talked about the Esdale state and the Secourt state, which is apparently below Esdale in the depth scale. So I might do some fun things with those later. And otherwise, I feel like it's been pretty active. Like, with all the people and all the classes that are here, if you are interested in regular hypnosis, and this fits into your time and your budget restrictions or constraints, I think this would be a fun thing to attend for next year, especially because Vegas itself has a lot of stuff going on. Last night, a group of us went to see Kevin Lapine, who is a stage hypnotist, and he put on a show that was pretty fun. And a couple of the people from our group went up and participated in that. There was a guy that gave birth. It was all very fun and exciting. And then Vegas itself is an interesting place to be. I will say that many of us were affected by the CrowdStrike IT problem. So either at the hotel itself, I spent Thursday night in a totally different hotel, or had flights delayed because systems just were not connecting or open. But all in all, it has been pretty fun. So if you guys have any questions about other things that might, I don't know, possibly happen, feel free to ask. And if you don't, that's okay too. I wasn't sure if I was going to do any hypnosis today, just because it's been kind of nutso and it's been a little crazy here. I have this little bit of time between the classes that I've been taking, and I just wanted to like touch base and say hi and say thanks for being here, because I'm always so happy to see your names pop up when you say hi to me. And otherwise, when I come back next week, I'll probably do something related to um, solving some fun problems that people have, as opposed to like serious problems that people have. Because this, again, there's a lot of therapy stuff that goes on here as opposed to like the recreational or the erotic stuff. And this event is also, so if you go to one of the recreational erotic hypnosis events, they discourage active photos and um, they photograph and video all the classes, and they take pictures, and they've got like I said, the HT Live lounge area and selfie stations. So they're really encouraging people to be proactive about self-advertising about this place, like I'm kind of doing. And there's a bunch of people that I saw walking around doing like Facebook Live, throughout the actual hallways and stuff like that. There were a lot of vendors. There were some really top grade hypnotists here, including Melissa Tiers, who has written the anti-anxiety toolkit, but also does a lot of training with the ways that our brains actually work and how we can get suggestions to um, take effect. And the class of hers that I took, because it's the only one that I had time for, unfortunately, um, was talking about how as long as you hit certain key things when you're doing a trance, all the ways are going to work just fine, which is pretty encouraging, I think, because there's a lot of people that talk about, like, oh, this way is the best way to do hypnosis, or that way is. And as it turns out, it doesn't matter exactly which way you use, as long as you're engaging the brain in certain specific ways, you're going to get the things that you're going to get out of it, what you really want to get out of it, and what you might need to get out of it. Um, but this is also, so the kind of hypnosis that I normally do is definitely more authoritarian. I'm telling you what to do, I'm telling you what to think, how to feel, those types of things, and encouraging your body to follow along and for you to make changes so that you can experience things that are fun and exciting. And here the focus is definitely on how do we solve this problem that has been making you miserable or making you procrastinate. And I just went to a class on nested loops, and they were talking about dealing with procrastination by using nested loops, or solving your problem by opening up a loop and essentially giving yourself anti-procrastination for your problem, so that you find that you just do a thing, but it's always on your mind and you always find yourself acting on it, as opposed to the things that you find yourself always doing that you don't want to do, which I thought was kind of a nice change. So, like, anti-procrastination, using loops to open up your brain, to trick yourself into doing the things that you want to find yourself doing. Sounds simple, right? I think simple. Who knows? Anyway, I'm kind of a little loopy because I haven't gotten a lot of sleep here, and it's been kind of crazy. But I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'm gonna say thank you for being here, and I'm gonna say that next week we're gonna do something a little more cohesive and including some trance. So if you have other ideas about things you might want to do, whether they are super fun ideas or whether they are in the more good for you category, whichever one you like, let me know, and I will talk to you guys again next time. And we'll see how it goes. Thanks for being here. Bye.